Down in the bottom left, we've got KRBOB, and in the upper right of Broken Crown, it's Aureil, the guy that's putting on the tournament. Not every day you see a guy participating in the tournament that he's running, but it's kind of cool to see. Like it's a cool way to say like, hey, he wants to. He's definitely got the ability, and he wants to play with the big dogs. So yeah, he's out here competing with some of the best, and starting off with KRBOB, Aureil matching himself up with. Actually, I don't know that he matched himself up with it, but a Celestial player going up against KRBOB, who's dog micro when it comes to body blocking. Oh, when it comes to body blocking, a collection array for a Celestial player is pretty legendary. Um, this should be a good best of 5. So for KRBOB, we did see double racks opener, and it looks like he's going for mass dogs. This is probably going to be to I don't want to say completely contain Aureil, but just the fact that they do. I love seeing that little tiny micro to make sure that this dog wasn't going to body block his teammate there. Anyway, yeah, going mass dog just to make sure that he's doing that bonus damage to creeps as well as doing bonus damage to any power banks that he spots out on the map. So I don't know that that's necessarily an effective way to contain a Celestial player, but it's a good way to make sure that they're being a little bit more conscious about their Sim City. They don't want to leave a lot of surface area around the power banks. So having all those dogs out there, as well as being super fast and being able to boost their eco with all the creep bounty, is going to be pretty nice. Oh man, this is just full on dogs on dogs on dogs. We do see the natural going down for KRBOB. He thinks he's got enough to he's got enough breathing room to go for it, and I think he's right. All right, he does spot the collection array here, but I don't know. That's a lot of dogs trying to take down a structure that heals itself. And they're not doing any bonus damage against it. It is heavy armor tagged. All right, we do see a Guardian Nexus going down. The Kree are going to be a fantastic response to the dogs, especially when they're fighting shoulder to shoulder. We do see the Sovereign's Watch go down, almost take out a dog, but they managed to get out in time. And another power bank going down. Is that going to block it? No, it's not. And I do like how hidden this Argent is in the trees here. You can like, unless you're like looking for it, I could see dogs getting clumped up here, wondering why they can't get past it. It's also heavy armor tagged, and that means that the dogs won't be able to chew through him, not without some great effort or great amount of dogs lost. But the dogs know that they don't want to be attacking anything in there just yet, so they're going to keep sharking around, keep getting those bounties up. We don't see a... Oh, there it is. I was going to say we don't see a biokinetics lab going down just yet, but I stand corrected. We see Quick Draw Hustle coming out, so we should expect to see some Exos coming out here pretty soon. 2 Lancers pop out. I wonder if he's also going to get kinetic redirection as well. It's really good if you're planning to go mass Lancers, but Lancers are pretty hard countered by the Argents, who do anti-heavy on top of... Like, whenever they're charged up, they do double damage on that as well. So, Lancers are a good answer against Kree, but we haven't seen any Kree out on the map just yet. Oh, we do see one dog. Tries to be slick about getting out of there, and he does scout a single Kree and a whole bunch of Argents. So I think we're probably gonna see KRBOB doubling down on Exo production. Yeah, there it is. Just because as Exos get veterancy, they outrange the Argents more and more, which means that if you keep your veteran units towards the back line, they can continue to fire while your more, quote unquote junior units are at the front line. And yeah, you still get fantastic DPS density. You don't have to like stutter step as much as you might normally have to. Oh, this one Kree is kind of wedged in the back there. Yeah, and fighting a Kree while it's on its own health camp is probably not something these dogs want to do. Although they did survive that initial... I mean, there wasn't that much damage done from that AoE attack. There we go. See, but now that it procs again, and so many dogs are just stuck there. Yeah, not worth it. Not worth to just like sit there and keep poking at this thing that's not gonna get anywhere. Anyway, we see the Lancer Exo Ball sharking around the map. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of Lancers for as many Arges as got scouted. A couple of Cabal out as well. Cabal typically more useful against units like the Hedgehog. We don't see them used against Bio all that much, but doesn't mean that they won't be useful. I like leading into the fight with the dogs, just so that there's more Argent energy being used on the dogs than there is on the Lancers. We do see a lot of the Cabal using a lot of attacks, but their high rate of fire means that the stacks of kinetic redirection are going to get to max a lot quicker. We see a lot of the Kree getting chunked down here by the Lancers, but the Lancers in turn are getting kind of annihilated by the Argents, kind of like what we said would happen earlier. And now they all need to back off. The Exos are going to be exposed here pretty quickly, and unless they have their I think Exos against these Kree, doesn't matter how many stacks of quick draw you have. Like on top of the, I keep forgetting what this is called, debilitate. I want to say impairment, but it's debilitate. Yeah, the debilitate really wears them down. And quick draw hustle is nice, but it's not good enough to get out of that debilitate. We do see the oh no, okay. He's going to try and snipe the Aureil here. Is it going to work, though? No, these Kree are going to get all the way around. One of the Kree, the very lowest HP, is going to get out of there. The MedTech is going down very quickly. We do see the Veteran C2 Exo go down. And a whole bunch of these debilitates are just doing work against these poor Exos. That last Veteran Exo can't get out of there fast enough, and there's just not enough energy to continue promoting any of this bio. But it looks like, yeah, Aureil just has enough. There's so many Argents, so many Kree, so many Cabal. Like, it's just, I think this push is going to be the game winner here. Yeah, now Aureil's just sitting on top of the production for KRBOB. And that's GG. We're off to game number 2. Alright guys, here we are with game 2 between Aureil and KRBOB in the round of 16. We are going to see the scout does notice this this arc ship trying to be a little bit sneaky, going up around straight to the north from the lower left where Aureil started. And he does see that, oh, he's gonna stay right underneath trying to prevent any kind of power bank stuff. But I think the radius of the cascade field from the arc ship is so big that there's no way that a dog is going to be able to block any of it. So I don't know that standing underneath the arc ship is going to accomplish a whole lot. Don't you dare touch that chicken. Alright, and KRBOB knows that there's not enough Luminite out yet for, well, okay. So a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Okay, now it's effective body blocking. It's only effective body blocking if he's body blocking while the, oh no! KRBOB loses his scout. Highly rare. We don't see that every day at all. But anyway, like I was saying, for those of you that are watching and not understanding KRBOB's thought process, is every minute or every second that goes by that the dog is under fire and there's enough Luminite for the for another collection array to be built, that's an effective body block. But if there's not enough Luminite and the Morph Core has to just like sit there anyway, it's probably not useful to have your dog just sitting there taking damage. Speaking of KRBOB and his dogs, we're going to go back over to his side of the map and look at what's going on. It looks like the Natural's been taken. We do see, is this the first barracks? Yeah, it looks like this is the first barracks coming up. Now I wonder if this might just be straight into mech bays to get Hedgehogs out on the map. Hedgehogs being great anti-heavy, which is, yeah, there's the first mech bay. This is going to be the second one coming up here, watch. Yep. Okay, so Double Mech Bay, he wants to start cranking out hedgehogs as soon as he can. They're fantastic anti-heavy units, which the Argents absolutely are. And Argent Ball is a pretty common army composition for Celestial players these days. They're just cheap. They don't require Therium, which means that if you're mining off double Luminite, like it's almost perfect to be making mass Argents. But yeah, like I said, the counter to that is hedgehogs. So we'll see how that works out. I think KRBOB also needs to be worrying about saturating this Luminite mine as well. There we go. Now we see a couple more bobs going on there. And where's this bob headed off to? We see another dog probably coming down just to scout around. Dogs being very inexpensive. Oh, it does spot the Guardian Nexus. Does spot a bunch more of the production that comes out. It's a shame we don't have any... Oh, it spots this expansion as well. So it's... Yeah, looks like Aureil's on 4 arrays at the moment. Is this going to be his 5th? I think it is. Okay, so we see another Morph Core coming out. And here comes the dog. So the dog does spot it. Is he going to body block? He wanted to body block, but he's not going for it. Oh, he's going to go body block over here at the pocket base. All right, so we do see a couple of hedgehogs out with Bob's support. Bob's going to be healing up the hedgehog as it gets damaged. Yeah, and getting this health camp. The hedgehog count's pretty low at the moment, but that's just a matter of getting them out and done. I think these two are eventually going to get turned into solars. And we're not seeing all that much in terms of, I guess KRBOB's using the Therium that he's getting as fast as he makes it. He's just 5 workers seems. I would imagine he would want more Therium, but then you've got to pull from the Luminite. You know, decisions. All right, we see rollout almost done, which means we're going to be seeing, if he's investing into Kree, he's probably, yep, Kree Cabal. Like that music video that High put out to the tune of Apart from, I don't know who originally sung it, but it was really good. The Kree Cabal composition is pretty good. Alright, so it looks like a lot of hedgehogs. We're not seeing, I would almost say, once you've got this completely saturated, which he does. Okay, we're seeing the range upgrade coming out for the hedgehogs now. Oh no, Sovereign's Watch drops. Is it gonna get the dog? It does get the dog. And it does drop Aureil down into yellow power. Oh wow, down into red power for the extra Sovereign's Watch there. It's still active on 2 of the collection arrays, but that's that means he's on 5 array right now. Or 6 array, excuse me. Oh, and he definitely wants to keep the purification up on these Argents, just so that they're firing their charged shots, but they're not going to be doing effective damage against these hedgehogs. The debilitates are pretty good, but it's only as good as, as much energy as you can keep on the Cabal. Oh, great connection there from the AoE attack from the Kree. Oh, and so many debilitates going down on these hedgehogs. It almost seems like it's something that, like, yeah, you just have to kind of eat the debilitate, but then leave. Like, you don't want to sit there and like fight while your units are under the effects of debilitate. And yeah, the Cabal can cast debilitate a lot faster than their power banks can regenerate it. But he knows, so he sees that the army is going off to the west here, which kind of leaves. There you go. Yeah, catch reinforcements. Just keep chipping away. All right, so a lot of these guys have taken a couple hits. Are we going to see a Repair-matic back at home just to make sure that there's some way of getting HP back quickly? I don't think we do. But I totally get that. It's a bit of an investment for to throw down a sentry post as well as putting the Bob inside of there. That's a Bob that's not generating Luminite or Therium. That's a Bob that's not building something. Like, it's the opportunity cost for having a Repair-matic on the map is not just the cost of the units that are you know, involved in making it. So this is actually looking a little scary. This is a 5 Cabal and looks like, what, 11, 12 Kree maybe? Yeah, that is a lot. Okay, there's the debilitates go down. And one of the Cabal is pretty low on energy, so it's effectively 4 Cabal. But that's still a lot of Kree, and there's no anti-light on the map. Just oh no, we did see a couple of Vulcans out, and I think he's actually I really like that. He's using the hedgehogs to screen forward, and now the Vulcans are coming forward, and I think he was trying to hope that the Vulcans would be absorbing a lot of the damage, and that the hedgehogs would be absorbing a lot of the Cabal attacks. But it looks, I don't think that's going to be enough. There's just too much Purify going out. There's too many gravity lifts happening. Yeah, between debilitates, the DPS coming out of the Kree and the Argents, and the lifts here from the Cabal, it's not looking too great. Another lift goes down on this gravity flux, excuse me. I just call them lifts. Yeah, so now the entire army of KRBOB is down to 3 hedgehogs versus all these Kree, which do have rollout upgraded, and they are getting their AoE attacks out. Oh, we do see a couple more Vulcans pop, and they're going to do a fantastic job of doing damage against these light tagged units like the Kree. But yeah, it's just not going to be enough. There's a GG from KRBOB. Aureil goes up 2-0 in this best of 5. All right, guys, here we go. Game number 3. Once again, we see KRBOB a little bit early to the Luminite mine. Yeah, Aureil hadn't hit 350 yet, so he was just basically doing free damage to the puppy there. But that's all right. The puppy comes out, gets the health cabbage, which of course spills raspberry jam all over the map, and now he can keep wandering around. I think he kind of knows, though. KRBOB knows that the next Morph Core is going to go down on this, on that Luminite mine, and there's really not much he can do about it. Yeah, he can turn on his little howl there to see up the high ground, but again, there's not much he can do about it, mainly because there's no ramp up to this high ground. Now, whether or not that's intentional, I mean, I'm guessing it's intentional. It's just kind of difficult that there's no tier 1 units that can go threaten that. And free eco for Celestial seems really strong. But anyway, back on the side of KRBOB, because Boneyard is such a big map, he's going to go expand first. And he's already got a couple workers over there. No production structures yet out of KRBOB. And it's just a power bank so far out of Aureil. You know what? I think we could have fast forwarded a little bit more at the start of this game. We might just do that in the future for Boneyard, just because of how big it is and how uncontestable it is for you know, anyone playing against Celestial players. Like, yeah, well, you can build something here, but there's really not much that can be done about it. Even if you're doing Celestial versus Celestial, it's, you know, you can throw down a power bank or a creation chamber there or something, but you can't really turn out any units from it that'll be useful. Speaking of creation chambers, we do see one getting slow morphed in. Another creation chamber goes down, finally. Okay, now we're going to finally start seeing some army units come out. Barracks is down, another mech bay coming down. Now we're going to see a second mech bay is the question. My guess is... okay, there it is. We don't see any, we don't see a Lancer out yet, though, which I would imagine we would want just because of, just for these creeps. Like, I guess you can do it with hedgehogs. It's just not... The AoE is a little bit nicer for the Lancers to do it. Alright, so we see triple creation chamber coming out of Aureil, and he's on, what, 3? Yeah, just one array, 2 array, 3 array for Aureil. So it's not quite the 3-3-3 build that we saw in the that was kind of popular in the Soup tournament, where the Korean Celestial players would throw down 3 arrays, 3 power banks, and then 3 creation chambers, and then just start cranking out pure Argent, which is a wise move. I'm sure Aureil already knows about that build, but there's just too much breathing room for the Vanguard player to get Hedgehogs up and running. So mass Argent is probably not the best idea. What I am surprised by, though, oh, here's a 4th. So 4th array. Is this going to be a 5th? No, 5th. Interesting. Okay, but what's his response to this going to be? Triple hedgehog, or no, double hedgehog and another dog out. 2 dogs out. I think he's anticipating. Does he just want more map coverage, or does he want to Oh, you know what? One's going to stick with the army. Oh no! Well, it's a good thing he had 2. One scout goes down. Hedgehogs are just waiting out the timer on that thing, but oh no, he spent too much time not doing damage. Alright, sends back his veteran hedgehog. Is that a second? Yeah, that was another Sovereign's Watch got popped on it. That's it's quite a bit of energy, and using 2 and shields up goes down on this one hedgehog. I don't know if that was worth it. That's any shields up time that's spent on a unit that's not taking damage is a little bit wasted. It's interesting that he's not going. The KRBOB's not going for this array. He knows it's there. He scanned it at least once with some dogs in the past. I guess he wants the Shadow Demons instead. Gets those. You know what? He just might want vision. He just might want vision to make sure he knows like when to go back home, so he can keep creeping around the map if he wants to. Actually, this frees him up to take out this array as well. Yeah. Okay, so Aureil's lost 2 arrays and hasn't replaced either of them, but he has. Well, he had. All right, so he's still on 4 array. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 array. All right, and Bob doesn't see one over here. But is he going to scan for this one? I think he should. And he's still got control of that vision camp of Aureil's vision camp. All right, another array goes down for free. See, this is what I mean. Like, if you can keep the Celestial Eco in check, it's pretty good. Especially considering, like, Aureil will want that fantastic Eco that he knows that Celestials can get. But it costs a lot of money. Like, you have to build a Morph Core. I mean, I guess he could float his Arc ships over and slow build them, but he doesn't want to. Whoa, that is a fast bruiser. He's charging on forward, trying to get the dog. Pipers are going to get it instead, and now the Hedgehogs are going to get a good arc on the Therium camp. Alright, so that scout does manage to get a good scout on the army composition, and once again, I mean, it's going to be Argent, Kree, Cabal. It's kind of the bread and butter of Celestials in patch 0.2 holiday hotfix. So yeah, they're finally going to move out on the map. Finally going to take back their own vision camp, and that kind of lets KRBOB know what his opponent's planning here. So he does know that there's a move out coming. Grabs the Luminite camp the last possible second he could. We don't see any more production. Interestingly enough, I would imagine that you would want to have more units out on the map sooner. Okay, so he does kind of wait for most of the Kree to go by. Overcharges his Bobs just to make sure that they're a little bit tankier going forward. And he keeps his Bobs. Oh, giving heal hugs inside of the health camp. That's genius, actually. So the Hedgehogs come back home, and they're fighting against these Argents that are inside of the purification. So the Argents are getting their energy back pretty quickly, but they're still taking that bonus damage from the Hedgehogs. But while that army is still doing its best to chase down the Celestial Spellcasters and anti-heavy units, The Bobs and the Hedgehog back in the natural are, well, they're putting up with the attack as best they can. This health camp is about to reset. He needs to kick those Kree out sooner than later. I'm amazed that these Cabal are still alive. Okay, that Argent's going to go down here pretty quickly. Yep. And that's the last of the Cabal. And the Kree are going to get kicked out here from the southern part of the natural. So many Kree just exploding. And we see a bunch of... Alright, yeah, I was going to say we see a bunch of Hedgehogs that are taking a lot of damage. And I think that's a lot of supply that can be recovered if he actually takes the time to do it. Having to rebuild. And I think having that choke point of these two... of those two mech bays constantly building is going to be kind of rough. Oh no, he's got a very injured Hedgehog towards the front here. Yeah, loses one Hedgehog. A little unfortunate, but it's just one to take down a level 2 camp, so it's not worst case scenario, but it's just mildly suboptimal. But now look at all those Hedgehogs getting their HP back. Meanwhile, same thing happening back on Aureil's side of the map, using a couple of Kree and Cabal to get the health camp from his side of the map. But okay, so that begs the question: now that KRBOB knows that, I mean, he can basically expect Kree Cabal to come out of just about any Celestial player because of how good it is. But you know, what tools do you have available to you as a Vanguard player to deal with this? My initial reaction would be get something airborne that can take out light units. Something I would almost say like Hornets would be really good against this. Or actually, you know what would be really interesting if Debilitate is on autocast for the Cabal. Like, if a helicarrier sends a bombing run out, do they automatically use Debilitate on the bombers and end up, you know, burning a bunch of energy like that? My initial assumption would be yes. Also, this would be a little bit tricky, but if you keep Hornets, I know Hornets can get affected by gravity flux such that like they'll be grounded and then vulnerable to the Kree because Kree are anti-light, blah blah blah. But if you keep Hornets on like a high ground of a fight, so that way they, you know, even if they do get gravity flux down to Earth, the Kree would have to like maneuver to go get to them, and they would have to maneuver around. Actually, you know what? There's no Argents out on the map right now. Lancers would be fantastic against this composition, and he's definitely already scouted it. Hedgehogs are vulnerable to Kree, and they're vulnerable to Debilitate. Okay, that's why there's no Lancers out, because now there's Sabers. Yeah, Sabers just melt through any kind of heavy armor, so Lancers are back off the table. But still, this is a lot of Hedgehogs. Like, what do you do with this many Hedgehogs? Alright, well, that was a little bit of a wasted Sovereign's Watch there, but we do finally see Aureil's Kree ball moving out on the map. I can't believe that Hedgehog managed to escape. That's kind of wild. Yeah, and then see, that's another thing. Using orbital energy to send a sensor drone down on the map to scout high ground is, I don't know if that's the best use of your orbital energy. Like, wouldn't it be cheaper to just like spend 50 Luminite on a dog and then use that dog's howl to like look up the high ground? Because every single one of those sensor drones is, you know, that's veterancy that could be extra damage for the army. But I guess he's got so many Hedgehogs, he must think it's not worth it. Just to promote a single... Yeah, he's even got a dog in part of his army composition here. And a Vulcan. Oh, man. Okay, so he sees all these Kree and is like, boy, sure would be a shame if there was AoE anti-light damage being done to all those Kree. But, I don't know if he's seen the Sabers yet or not. I know the magic number for Vulcans tends to be around 4 or 5, and he does have 5 inside of in his army comp, so that's probably why he's feeling so comfortable moving out on the map here. See a bunch of Kree inside of the light forestation. hoping to spring a trap maybe, but that's a lot of... Oh, man, these Vulcans dash forward trying to mow down the trees, and they do, but the Debilitate's going to make those Vulcans even slower than they already are. And in this case, I would imagine that you would want the Hedgehogs kind of forward to be absorbing the Saber shots. But, I mean, just looking at the supply, it looks like KRBOB's in a commanding lead here. See, yeah, we're down to 2 Cabal inside of the army composition, a whole bunch of Sabers, but Sabers do not fare well against this many Hedgehogs, which are starting to dash forward and pounce on all these Sabers. We're down to 3 in the back line, and Aureil's supply is plummeted down to 63 now. Yeah, these Hedgehogs are going to be able to catch them easily and burst them all down. See another Kree here doing his very best to finish him off, but there's a GG from Aureil. KRBOB managed to put a point on the board. And we're off to the next game. Alright, what's up, guys? We are here with game number 4 between KRBOB and Aureil on Ruination. Interesting that the first scout... So we didn't... I don't think there was anything that KRBOB can do to get his dog across the map fast enough to prevent that first... collection array. Scouting out that the arc ship is moving south, though, is pretty interesting. I think he knows now that I mean it's pretty common for Celestials to take one of these square bases, like I mean it's kind of bracketed in by these ruins. So I think he knows that on his own side of the map, Aureil is going to be taking this base to kind of set up. We do see an array going down, so that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be using this as his point of production, but it would be highly... What is this Bob doing here? Is this going to be a repair-matic or something? Mech Bay. Ooh, proxy Mech Bay. I like it. Okay, so we do see a power bank going down here. Yeah, it's just the more he builds, the more he's going to have to defend it, and this is kind of turning into his forward operating base here. Okay, so he does... Oh, and his Sovereign's Watch goes down to get rid of the dog. Is it going to live? No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of rough. Okay, but the dog did absorb quite a bit of damage there. And I don't know if there's going to be enough Sovereign's Watch energy to kill 4. There shouldn't be. Oh, wow. I guess there was. Maybe the, yeah, it might have been this, extra DPS from the Morph Core that helped kill off that 4th Shadow Mastiff. Oh, and we see the triple promoted Bob here, or the rank 3 Bob. So he's got plus 60% build speed, all said and done. So he can keep on building like there's no tomorrow if he chooses to. It looks like we're going to be backdooring some Vulcans over here into the collection array. Meanwhile, KRBOB's still on 1 base. I wonder if he's just like throwing as much into the production of the mech bay as he can. It certainly looks like it. He's keeping his Illuminite count pretty low. There we go. Okay, so he's gonna throw down a sentry post here, and then I assume the idea is to make it a repair-o-matic, so that way he can keep the Vulcan healed up. Is that going to be... Yeah, that'll be in range. Throws his shields up on the Vulcan as well. Yeah, I guess he just didn't want to bother... Alright, threw a promote on there as well. And he's just able to completely tank that Sovereign's Watch. And now that the Repair-matic is up, it doesn't matter. The Repair-matic will out-heal the DPS that comes out of a Sovereign's Watch, and we don't see anything being... Okay, we do see an Argent coming out of there, Argent coming out of there. That, the Guardian X isn't done. This Creation Chamber isn't done yet. Which one's the Prime? Okay, this is the Prime structure. So we do see... Alright, we do see 3 Argents, but they're not responding yet to the Vulcan aggression here. Oh, no. That's a lot of time for the Sovereign's Watch to be active. I would dash out of there. Yeah, this sentry post isn't going to be done in time. Second Vulcan shows up. Get out of there. Oof. Sentry post was done in time. Alright, I was wrong, but man, by the skin of their teeth. Alright, actually managed to take an array out. Nicely done, nicely done. But, man, KRBOB is still on one base. Did make a second mech bay, but I guess that's just for hedgehogs? I don't know. I think he's, yeah, KRBOB rallying all the hedgehogs over here to the pocket luminite mine. And I think he sold, yeah, he did sell off this, he did sell off the sentry post that was over here. All right, and now we're seeing the Aureil's army starting to move out. Ooh, man. There's not enough orbital energy for a shields up, and the Argents are focusing down the high veterancy Vulcan first. This hedgehog needs to figure out what he's gonna attack. I think oh man, but now the repairmatic is out, and all these Argents are just shooting water balloons. It's still not gonna be enough though, and now it's just one hedgehog, two hedgehogs against all these Argents that are inside of the purification field, getting that energy back up. And now the repairmatic went down. Both hedgehogs get lifted up, and that's it. I think this attack is definitely done. Bob doing his best to repair up the hedgehog while it's still in combat, but the hedgehog is trying to leave. And this poor Bob that built so much and, you know, tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. And now this is a lot of supply from Aureil that KRBOB doesn't have an answer to. He doesn't have the ego for it. He doesn't have the army supply to contest it. I think if Aureil jumps on him right now, I think this is a very bad spot to be in. These hedgehogs are getting a little bit of damage done. They are the hit and run unit, so I guess it's good that they're chipping away as much as they can on these Argents, but saw another array go down over here, so we're still seeing a 4 array Celestial player against a 1 base, well, soon to be a 2 base Vanguard player, but the second base is so late in coming out. I don't know that it's going to make all that much of a difference. Hedgehog does see this entire, oh, takes so much damage. Takes a lot of charge shots too, and these Argents don't have the photocapacitors upgrade, so they're going to be they're going to have the low max energy. And yeah, I think this is all of KRBOB's army right here. Is these 5 hedgehogs? Oh, 6 hedgehogs. All right, so he does have his second base up and running. It's just a matter of saturating it while building everything. It's going to be tough. Machine Lab also goes down. Is it going to start the range upgrade, though, now that it's done? Oh, we saw another lift on one of these hedgehogs. So from 6 down to 2 hedgehogs. It's a rough spot to be in. I don't know that he doesn't have the breathing room to be making this upgrade, I think. Yeah, I think you have to pull the boys here and mass repair these hedgehogs while you fight. There you go. Let the hedgehogs tank. Oh man, yeah. I think leaving the hedgehogs in some of these chokes and having them repaired by overcharged Bobs might have been the better call. But there's GG from KRBOB, and Aureil is going to take the series 3-1. GG's, guys.